A quick call back.
Okay, we're good.
I'll reach out to the guy and
Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love this call. I'm really excited about it. And first of all, I just want you guys to know, you guys crushed the IPA challenge. And how did you feel about how things went because you worked the IPA challenge? And did you have team members work it?
I felt like I had more team members and new people that actually participated in it because I did the tagging them. How did it go? I asked them the questions. And then I sent them stuff personally too.
Good, good, good. So you were like fully engaged like we talked about last week, because what I noticed is you guys were all like, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5. So that's more activity and more potential than we've seen say yes and be in a 3-day challenge in a while. And so this is just like proof that if we do the IPA challenges, if we get people in the IPA challenges, they work. And then we get more people in the 3-day challenges. So I'm super excited. Anybody else have a little testimony of that? It's okay if you don't want to share, but that's just what I observed.
Brooke, oh, sorry. Can I talk?
Go ahead.
Should I talk?
Yeah,
well,
go ahead.
I noticed that too. And what I found was if I was feeling the resistance, if I just did it, I felt so much better. And then it didn't consume my day. There was a couple of days where it did my day, but I just felt so much better just getting in and getting it done. And it was just information. And here's what you can have, and going back and encouraging team members and doing that too. So it was just nice to get it done.
Yes, it actually takes a lot more mental energy when you avoid doing something than if you just sit down and do it. So very, very true. Okay, Mikkel, one more before we start on today's lesson.
Oh, I was just going to share good news. I actually, during 7 months, never invited one person to a 3-day challenge. And I have 15 people sampling and 10 people in the group. So that was just a big deal when I actually invited people. It was huge.
Yeah, that is huge. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is what we see. Now, if you will commit to this like consistently, and every time you see one, you're like, no matter what, I'm going to do it. And over the weekend, I was reminded of some staggering statistics that I want to share with you guys, because if you're honest, could most of you say that maybe you waste 30 minutes on social media not doing productive things every day? Would you agree? If you waste 30 minutes on social media every single day in non-productive activity, that is 22 full 8-hour work days. 22 full 8-hour work days in a year, which means 4 weeks. If we're talking about Monday through Friday, that is 4 weeks, one whole month of the year that you're just wasting your time in non-productive social media time. But the truth is, most Americans spend 90 minutes of non-productive time in social media. 90 minutes. So some days that might even be you. That is a total of 3 months of their life, 66 8-hour work days spent doing nothing. So if you are finding yourself feeling any resistance, or your team members giving you any excuses or resistance to doing IPA challenges, you ask them point blank, are you spending 30 minutes on social media where you're just scrolling, it's non-productive? Like, just be honest with me. Chances are they are, and they could substitute that 30 minutes for an IPA challenge. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. When you catch yourself doing really mindless stuff on social media, say, do I really want to waste 1 to 3 months of my life doing something that doesn't add any value to my life? And I'm pretty sure you guys will say no. You don't want to, right? So anyway, okay, today we get to talk about 3-day challenges, and I am going to be training on this for corporate in about 45 minutes, but I get to really like rip the Band-Aid off and tell you like all the things that I would want to tell you, and maybe some of those things I couldn't say on the corporate call. So this is like the real stuff. So I want you guys to realize that when we started doing challenges 3.5 years ago, they were 7-day challenges. And then maybe 2 years ago or so, we messed around with 3-day challenges. And when people participated in those, you know, For sure, when there was high participation in those, we would have tons and tons and tons of enrollments from them. And I think a lot of you have had experience with this in your own business, where when you have had a lot of people in there and your team has done the same thing, it ends up in a lot of enrollments. But I want you to understand, like, why the system works. And it's not just because of potential. So 3-day challenge is for anybody brand new to your team, anybody that wants to check out Plexus, and even anybody that's been around for a long time but that has never participated in one of our challenges. One of the reasons I wanted a challenge group and why I decided to start doing them is because I wanted a place to put people that were definitely not ready for the business, or they didn't express interest in sharing, but they were starting. And I wanted a place for them to receive education, training, encouragement, like excitement, for them to read stories. It's less overwhelming than a team page, right? Like if they're in a 3-day group, they get to learn about products, read stories. It's not as overwhelming as a team page. And I'm not saying don't put people in a team page, but maybe if you sign somebody up last week, for example, maybe your first exposure to a group page would be to put them in a 3-day page and let them experience learning about the products, reading stories, getting excited about their products. And then after they've experienced that, or as they're experiencing that, you go ahead and let them know you can add anybody to this page that you want to. Maybe you have a mom or a sister or somebody that would like to sample the products and check out the page, or maybe they're not even ready to sample, but they're curious to learn about it. In my opinion, it's ideal if they have samples, but it's not necessary. So if they don't have samples, it's okay to put them in the group. Now this shifted from when we first started doing challenges. We were like, oh no, they have to have samples. But the fact is, I would rather have you bust your butt today and do a little IPA, and your team members as well, do a little IPA. And if you can't get them samples in time, that's okay. You put them in the group. Because the truth is, for the first year of my business, I almost never sent any samples to anybody, and everybody I signed up just with third-party validation and the education they got from reading posts and information I would copy, or a video that I would send to them. So while it is nice for them to have samples, it's not essential. So by a show of hands, I want to know, just honestly, how many of you guys have consistently always been inviting your new ambassadors to our challenge groups as a way of building their belief? Okay, it's totally fine. So a lot of you aren't, but part of the system is that this is what you're going to do from now on. Do you guys understand the importance of it? Yeah? It really is just a good way to dip their toe into our community and our positivity and our excitement in what we're about. And like I said, it's a great baby step to a team page. So please make a list of new people on your team from last month. So even if they're not your personal enrollees, what I would do if I was the team leader is I would go back and I'd look at everybody that joined my team from last month. Maybe you have 15 people or 20 people or 10 people. Do you have time to reach out to those people and say, hey, we have a 3-day challenge group. It's going to be a really great place for you to learn more about the products, read more testimonials as you're starting your products, and we do little prize giveaways. You can even be entered in if you participate in the posts every day, okay? So I want to encourage you guys to do that, and every single time there's a challenge, do that. And teach your team too. So that means when we have a challenge Thanksgiving week, anybody that joins between this week and Thanksgiving week, you're going to go back and those people are going to be invited. Let's see. Harmony says, this month has been great so far, using the challenge group to start conversations with new ambassadors and potentials. Yes, 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 yes. People love challenges. They love little challenge groups, okay? And the other cool piece of news that I'm just going to go ahead and share with you guys early is that the sampling box will be available to purchase tomorrow. So even though your 3-day challenge, I didn't tell you that yet now. So even though the 3-day challenge tomorrow, we're not using sampling boxes, we made do. And we made it happen anyways. But the sampling boxes will be available tomorrow. And so I'm going to encourage you guys to not even wait on your IPA 4 and IPA challenge, but keep doing your 3 asks every single day and participating in that IPA challenge next week, okay? So anyways, back to our 3-day challenge. First thing is we invite all existing ambassadors, especially our new ones. In the process of inviting them, once they say, yeah, I'd love to be in there, the system is simple. You add them, you take a screenshot of what the group looks like, you send, this is all a part of the system. Send them the screenshot, say, this is what the group looks like. Are you able to see it? Yes, I can see it. Great, make sure you accept the invitation. I'd love to post you or tag you on the opening post. And so these are the steps. They accept, you tag them on the opening post. And then here's the thing, guys. I see so many people fall through the cracks once the challenge begins. Of course, we know we're going to do the same thing with potentials, right? When you have your potentials, you're going to add them to this challenge. Make sure they can see it, send them the picture. But the real work starts from that point on. You've got them in the challenge. You've spent all the time doing your IPA, and it's a shame if you lose them after this point. And so what you want to do is tag them in the welcome post, tag them in the welcome video. Every single day, find at least one post and or one testimonial from the example testimonials that at least vaguely reminds you of them. Maybe somebody that's tired, somebody with autoimmune, somebody with headaches, somebody pregnant, whatever. You find something that you feel like would speak to them and you tag them in it. You're going to teach your team the same system. Say, hey guys, it's really simple. Just once a day at night, I want you to open up that group. I want you to look at the posts for the day and find one post or one story that reminds you of your friend that you invited. Can you do that? Just that simple. The other thing that you want to do, suggest duplication on a group in Instagram. So you can tag people on Instagram posts as well. If you're doing a 3-day challenge in Instagram, yeah, you can just like number the posts and you can tag people on the posts in Instagram as well. So you want that interaction, but you don't only want it to be a tag. Now, by show of hands, how many of you guys have tagged somebody, but that's all you've done? Like you tag them, but you just assume that everybody sees what you tag them in. Has anybody ever just kind of assumed that people see your tag? Okay, let me tell you something. I don't see all my tags. I get tagged in a lot of things. I don't see all my tags. And guess what? When I started Plexus, I didn't even know what a tag was. I had no idea. So Amy was tagging me on stuff. And when she was like, I tagged you, I was too embarrassed to tell her, I don't know what it means that you tagged me. And so anything that she tagged me on, I never saw. So I always take the position that they don't know. Not that they're an idiot, but just like, okay, I'm just going to assume they don't know. So I'm going to also message them and say, hey, Melissa, I tagged you on this really great story that was in the challenge today because it reminded me of you. Were you able to see it? That's it. Or, hey, Kirsten, I tagged you on this really great post about the triplex gut health system. I really feel like that's going to be something you need to start on. Did you see it? And it's just that one little extra amount of effort that's like, wow, she really cares about me. She wants to make sure that I'm seeing what's going to be helpful to me. Okay, so that's step 2 during the challenge. So step 1 is find a post, tag them on it. Step 2 is follow up outside of the group and assume they did not see your tag. Okay, step 3 is by day 3, you are making a product recommendation. By the morning of day 3, when the challenge is coming to a close, you're making a recommendation of which welcome pack. Hey, Sherry, I know you've been learning a lot about these products. I really feel like for your rheumatoid arthritis, the variety pack that was mentioned in the post today would be so good for you. Here's why. It has the foundational triplex products. It has an anti-inflammatory. It's got a mood booster that's also going to help with your metabolism a little bit. And it also has our amazing multivitamin that's going to help you feel energized and strengthen your immune system. Like, that's literally pretty much all the product information I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about that welcome pack in like 2 or 3 sentences. That's it. So you're going to make your product recommendation by the morning of day 3. If you do that, they have all of day 3 to catch up on posts, to look at the welcome pack post, to think about what they might want to start on, and to ask questions. You don't want to wait until the next day because the group isn't active. There aren't new posts being fed into there on day 4. And so you want to be in the energy of the group, and you want to be doing this while the group is hot. Does that make sense? Okay, now the more interaction that goes on, the more you're tagging people, the more your people are interacting, the more comments that are going on, the more excitement and energy in the group. And so that's why every single one of us being in there, being active, tagging, commenting, answering questions. And we kind of talked about this on the team call the other day, is that if you had an additional 5 minutes or even 3 minutes where you could go through and you could kind of scroll the comments, like really quickly scroll the comments. You see somebody that has a similar issue you had, and even if they're not your potential, you message them and you say, or you leave a comment and you say, that was me before Plexus, or Plexus helped me with that exact same thing. You don't even have to write a big long comment. It's just the positive reinforcement. And if we're all doing that, we're all raising each other up. I don't expect you to spend 10 minutes commenting on everybody's comments. That's not your job. But is there a little bit you could do to just help boost everyone up? When we do that, we create massive growth and momentum. There's always going to be a call to action post. On day 4, I do go live, or I have somebody else go live, just kind of like as a final wrap up for anybody that hasn't enrolled yet, just kind of a like, hey, this is why you should get started sort of a thing. But our goal is to close it out by the end of day 3. The new thing that I wanted to add in there, because social proof is so strong, sorry, they're like weed whacking over here. Social proof is such an important thing, is in the past we haven't done this, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about this, but I think this would be really cool, is if when somebody joins during the 3-day challenge, or anytime between Monday and Friday, or actually Tuesday this week, Tuesday and Saturday maybe, anytime they join, do a post with a cute little picture of them and say, Susie joined today with her welcome pack. And do a little shout out to Susie, like, I'm so excited for you to start your journey. If we start seeing like 10, 15, 20 people joining, popping up, what do you think other people in there are going to be thinking? Oh, maybe I should do this. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people starting. So can you guys commit to finding out who on your team has people join, your own people that join, doing a quick little shout out in that group to celebrate their decision? It's also going to be positive reinforcement for them. But I think that this would be a really good thing to add in so that people see, oh yeah, there are a lot of people joining. It creates a lot of excitement and FOMO. Yes, Kirsten, yes. And if they're okay with it, you could say, what they're excited to get help with. Like, Kirsten just started today. She has PCOS and she chose the variety pack and she cannot wait to get relief from that. It also kind of dips their toes into the idea a little bit of sharing, because it's in this safe little enclosed group. They get to see everybody. And guys, when people put a post up, you get in there and you're like, woohoo, I'm so excited for you. Like, what do you think that positive energy is going to do for them? It's going to encourage them, like, okay, well, that wasn't so bad for it to be put out there that I was starting these products. Maybe I can do a post on social media about why I'm starting these products. Okay? So that's the little add-on we're going to do to the system. But this system used month in and month out on a you can sit here with me. Month in and month out on a consistent basis without fail, and duplicating this down to your team is going to make your job easier. It's going to make their job easier, and you're not going to have to do a crap ton of 3-way messages. You're going to get to put people into these groups and have the group do the majority of the work. But What you can't do is just sit back and wait for the group to do all of the work. Anybody have any comments or insight into that they want to share? Anybody? I know you
I
got
was just
something
gonna say,
to
I really like the 3-day format. I feel like with how instant everybody is, and I think 7 days and even 5 days gets too long for people. So I really love the 3-day format, and I like the Tuesday through Thursday, because I feel like sometimes Monday it's like, oh, it's Monday and we're getting back into the week. So they're settled into their week. They can start on Tuesday. They're done before the weekend. So I really appreciate that format.
Yeah, it's my favorite too, to do a Tuesday through Thursday, because I feel the same way. I feel like no matter what, sometimes it'll happen for us or it'll happen for team members. I mean, hopefully not for us, because now we're really believing and we're participating in the IPA challenges. So we're doing that the week before. But even so, Monday we might be like, I forgot to invite this person, or really need to invite that person, or we get some of our potentials on Monday to invite some other people. It's just like one extra day that it gives us to get people in there. So we can't do it Tuesday through Thursday the week of Thanksgiving, though. That is one exception. We are going to do a 3-day. It's going to be Monday through Wednesday. And we decided to do that because it's, Thanksgiving's on the 28th, and then the month is over in 2 days. So we wanted to have that, planting the seeds and the harvest at the end of the month. But otherwise, we'll do a Tuesday through Thursday anytime that we can. Anybody else have some comments?
I'm just weird, but I'm excited. I know that's weird. I don't get excited very often. But no, I think it's just been good for me, because as I look back in the beginning of my business, like, that is what I did. I did sip and teas and 7-day challenges every single time. Like, I almost felt like I couldn't do anything until there was one. And then I kind of just got away from it. And this time it's been really easy way to reach out to people. And I have my kids getting ready, because I ordered a whole bunch of samples and they got messed up in the mail. So my kids are like helping me put the packs together, because we're just super excited about it. But I think if we just really focus on this, like, I'm gonna have a team call with my team, and this is what we're talking about. Like, and some of my new people, they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, do the IPA challenge and do the 3-day challenge. Like, that's what you need to do, and your business will grow. So I'm excited. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, yeah, that's what it is. That's how simple it is. And here's how it fits into the system, right? So we have our exposure process. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I talk about the exposure process. Like, we reach out to somebody or they reach out to us. We ask them what they're struggling with. We share a video or we share a story. We follow up with the question. If they sound like really excited and ready to go, awesome. We recommend a package and we say, how does that sound? Would you like to get started? Best case scenario, they say yes. Like, we always want to go for the kill first, okay? We are always going for the enrollment first. If they don't need a challenge, they don't need a challenge. So don't stall somebody. Don't hold somebody up. If they're ready to sign up, you sign them up, you put them in the challenge, and you tell them, hey, let's get some friends in the challenge with you, because they're already signed up, right? But when you get to the point where they have a lot of questions, they're not sure, you've shared another video, you shared another story, they're not sure, this is where you say, I totally understand. I needed more information before I started. We actually have a 3-day sampling group coming up on Monday or coming up on Tuesday. What if I just put you in that group and sent you a sample and got you started that way? Or with the sampling boxes coming up, we actually have these awesome sampling boxes. They're only $19.95. When you order one, they give you a $20 off coupon. So it gives you a chance to sample the products. And if you decide you want to order something after that, they're basically giving you $20 off, which makes your sampling box free. Would you like to do that? More times than not, in fact, the majority of the time, you're going to get a yes on that. They're going to do it. And so the next step that you are teaching your teams as leaders is like, hey, we're always going through the exposure process. We're going for the kill. But if there's a lot of hesitation, they're not sure, sampling challenge. And the term I've been using is sampling challenge. You could call it a 3-day challenge. I'm calling it a sampling challenge because I get to sample stuff, but you can call it whatever you want. The sampling box is 3 days worth of slim, active, lean, and MetaBurn. And it comes in these beautiful fold-out cards each day, gives them a healthy recipe, other positive motivational things, talks about drinking water, all that awesome stuff. Personally, what I'm going to do as well for these people is I'm going to send them like a little, like a little card. Anybody that's going to do it, like an envelope that maybe cost me $1.50 to mail. And I'm probably going to send them like one additional sample or 2 additional samples in that card so that they're getting to sample 5 or 6 things total. And then there's another question here. Yeah, pre-ordered the 5-packet Leaders Retreat. Yeah, that's the sampling box. And now they'll be available like in single order so people can go to your site and they can order the sampling box from your site. But if you have an opportunity when they're released to order a 5-pack, that's what I'm going to encourage people to do. And then look for 5 people locally that you could sell those to, right? Because you can take the box to them, you can give them an extra sample. I love having samples of Joyome around. I have samples of collagen. I have samples of the other type of Slim, samples of Kids X Factor. I always have samples because I like to give them an extra sample or 2. So, are you guys on board to fully maximize and utilize these? If it stops here, it stops here. You have to go and educate your teams. You have to get their buy-in and have to get them on board. And if you do, and you utilize that exposure process, which we didn't go over yet, but you utilize that with the 3-day sampling challenge and the IPA challenges all across your team, you're going to create that amazing momentum. I'm excited. That's it. That's all we're going to talk about today. Anybody have any questions?
Hey, Brooke,
Yes,
do we have a team call today?
we do at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay. And is that going to talk about the 3 days? Like, is it something we should invite potentials to, or no? Is it just for our team?
The team calls, I mean, we always talk business. We do talk a little bit of product as well. And we're going to be talking about these like mini super Saturdays that you're doing all over the country. So I don't know. I mean, if it's a potential that's interested in the business, yes. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Are they gonna come out with the like a big bag of the collagen samples so that we don't have to buy them in just the 3 packs to send them to people?
I don't think so. I think it's like
Okay.
really not a cost effective thing. That's what I'm kind of getting from them.
Okay.
Is that the cost of production is too high for those.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not sending collagen samples to everybody. I'm only sending a collagen sample to people that I think would like really be into that. So if it's someone that I'm like, ooh, they would really be into this, maybe the 2 extra samples I send them is like 1 Joyome, 1 collagen.
Okay.
Or if it's someone that has kids, I would send them like a kids chewable and maybe like the other flavor of Slim. So, sound good? All right, guys. I got to run. I actually have to go get set up for the call in half an hour. Love you guys. Rachel, will you just post this up in our Facebook group page that we have just for this group? Awesome. Thank you so much. See you guys later. Bye.